Hi everybody, I'm Noah Schwartz. Welcome into another edition of Blunation. It's your home for a recap of all this week's biggest sports headlines, both with the Blugolds and elsewhere. Let's get started. We start off with the Blugold football team, who were in action at home on Saturday against WIAC rival UW-Stevens Point. Both teams came into the matchup with identical 1-6 records, and both teams were still searching for their first conference win of the season. However, it was the Blugolds who showed up in a big way, with sophomore running back Ivan Rubel rushing for 117 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Blugold defense showed up in a big way too, forcing 3 turnovers. Junior safety Ryan Keekly led the way with 13 tackles and a fumble recovery, which was good enough to earn him WIAC Quick Trip Athlete of the Week honors. Let's take a look at some highlights. Rubidoux takes the snap and rolls right, looking for an open man, finds Swanson wide open for the Eau Claire Ford Lincoln quick lane touchdown. It's 6-0 Blugolds. Fakes the handoff, looks deep, sends it deep. Kudik again in the middle, and this time he's able to bring it down at the 5-yard line for an RCU first down. Schrader back to pass again, this time looking deep over the middle. He's got a man, but it's tipped and intercepted. J.P. Wolterstorff, and he's got blockers up past midfield, the 45-40, 35-30 before he is taken down by Michael Kublicki, the offensive guard. And a big turnover there helps out the Blugolds. J.P. Wolterstorff, what a return on that pick. They send Garside in motion. Hand it off to Rubel again, and Ivan Rubel is in for the Eau Claire Ford Lincoln quick lane Blugold touchdown. Rubidoux will stay in the shotgun. Bunch set here for the Golds. Rubidoux keeps it, rolls out left, looks deep, finds Garside at the 1. Is he in? He is just short, but a throw down to the 1. Great catch there by Isaac Garside.
Yeah, great job for him to get up on that. Let's take a look at this. He's a little bit shorter for a wide receiver at 5'11", but able to get up there and make this great catch as he just fully extends out for that with 2 defenders on him, able to make that catch and come down with it at the 2.
They'll mark it at the 2. A great job by Garside, one of our key players today, in high pointing that football, and just like that, it's 1st and goal here for Eau Claire after the RCU first down. Another handoff to Rubel, and Rubel dives in for the touchdown. It's an Eau Claire Ford Lincoln quick lane touchdown, and that makes it 26-12 here for the Blugolds. Garside in motion again. He'll take it this time around the end to the 5, into the goal line, and touchdown. It'll be a high V touchdown for the Blugolds as Isaac Garside takes it in on the jet sweep. And Schrader will remain in the shotgun. 2 running backs in the backfield. Now he looks to throw, and it is picked off by Underwood. Underwood at the 40. He's across midfield, and he's got a party with him up towards the 25, out of bounds at the 21-yard line there. What a great play by Brady Underwood. Let's take a look at that replay, Justin.
Yeah, I think Schrader just wasn't expecting him to be there and just kind of throws it right to Underwood. Underwood able to read that, crashes down on the line, then floats back a little bit, able to extend out and grab that pick. Trying for Baldridge was Schrader, and Underwood just in the right place at the right time.
1st and goal from the 5, maybe looks like closer to the 4.5 from where we're sitting. Here, as there are 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Rubidoux rolls out. He's going to take it himself. He gets in there, and it will be a high V touchdown for the Blugolds. Harry Rubidoux, he's one of the 11 guys on the field. He can do it. It's a touchdown for the Blugolds. The 48-26 win over the Pointers brings the Blugolds' record to 2-6 on the season. They'll be on the road next week against UW-Platteville. Elsewhere, the 14th-ranked Blugold volleyball team was on the road on Saturday to close out their regular season against Concordia University, Wisconsin. The defending national champion Blugolds weren't able to find enough left in the tank, though, as after a slow start, they lost 3-0. The loss drops the team's record down to 21-7. Their postseason will get underway in about an hour over at McPhee, as they will host UW-Platteville in the first round of the WIAC tournament. The Blugold men's soccer team ended their dominant regular season on a high note on Wednesday night at UW-Whitewater. Sophomore midfielder Jacob Sampson struck first for the Blugolds 14 minutes into the game, while in the second half, sophomore forward and leading scorer Nathan Donovan added another goal for the Blugolds to earn the 2-0 victory. The Blugolds finished their second regular season in program history with a record of 18-2, and now await word on whether or not that outstanding mark is good enough to qualify them for the NCAA tournament. And the Blugold women's soccer team closed out their regular season on Saturday afternoon against UW-Platteville. After an early Platteville goal, the Blugolds battled back. Junior forward Sydney Spencer scored for Eau Claire to tie the game up at 1 midway through the first half. Unfortunately, that was all the scoring that the game could provide, as the contest ended in a 1-1 draw. The Blugolds finished their regular season at 11-5-2 and are currently in a scoreless tie with UW-Oshkosh in the first round of the WIAC tournament at halftime. That closes the book on the latest in Blugold news. More Blue Nation coming up, but first, here's a look at this weekend's schedule for the Blugolds. In pro sports, the Brooklyn Nets have found the headlines yet again this week as they have parted ways with head coach and Hall of Famer Steve Nash. The move comes amid a 2-5 start through the team's first 7 games, as well as a media firestorm around star player Kyrie Irving's anti-Semitic comments this week. To add some gasoline to Brooklyn's PR fire, reports from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski indicate that the Nets intend to hire suspended Celtics coach Ime Udoka. Meanwhile, in the NFL, November 1st doesn't just mean that rent is due for your gross college student studio apartment. Nope, it's trade deadline day, and a number of teams were active in the week or so leading up to today. Of course, Christian McCaffrey was traded to the 49ers, but there were more big names on the move too. Bears defensive mainstays Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn both found new homes in Baltimore and Philadelphia, respectively. The Giants were also able to unload wide receiver Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs. This morning, linebacker Bradley Chubb was dealt to Miami. Let's take a look at some other moves more in depth. The big news of this morning was that the Detroit Lions had traded their young star tight end T.J. Hawkinson to their division rival Minnesota Vikings in exchange for a 2023 second-round draft pick and a 2024 third-round pick. The 25-year-old Hawkinson ranks 5th among all tight ends in receptions and 6th in yards this season. The Vikings currently lead the NFC North with a record of 5-1, and they hope that the addition of Hawkinson keeps them in first place. Another young star pass catcher was on the move soon after, as the Pittsburgh Steelers sent wide receiver Chase Claypool to the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick in the 2023 draft. Claypool is in his 3rd season as a pro and has caught 12 touchdowns in that time, although 10 of them came back when he was a rookie in 2020. The move makes sense for the Bears, who are trying to supply struggling young quarterback Justin Fields with a reliable target. In a move that had some scratching their heads, the Jacksonville Jaguars sent a 5th-round pick in the 2023 draft and a conditional 4th-round pick in 2024 to Atlanta in exchange for wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who has been suspended indefinitely by the NFL for betting on games. Ridley turns 28 in December and has 1 more year left on his rookie contract before free agency. The hope in Jacksonville is to get Trevor Lawrence a true number 1 wide receiver, but doubts remain as to whether this move is the best way to do that. The earliest that Ridley can apply for reinstatement is February 15, 2023. And sneaking in just before the deadline, the Buffalo Bills made a splash by acquiring dual-threat running back Nyheim Hines from the Indianapolis Colts. The Bills sent running back Zach Moss and a conditional 2023 6th-round pick to Indy for Hines, who has been overshadowed in the Colts' backfield by All-Pro Jonathan Taylor. Hines is seen as a pass-catching running back who fits nicely into Josh Allen's offense, but I'm sure that the Bills would love to see Hines produce as a rusher too. The Bills haven't had a clear number 1 running back since they cut LaShawn McCoy before the 2019 season. Well, that's the end of this week's edition of Blue Nation. I've done all the damage that I can do. For more episodes of Blue Nation and other great TV10 content, visit us at mytv10.uwec.edu. For everybody else here in the studio, I'm Noah Schwartz. Good night, everybody.